Welcome back. We've talked about people who love spending money, saving money, investing money, and even borrowing money. Now, let's explore a personality type that might seem like the odd one out in a course about financial success, the money avoider. If you're a money avoider, your motto is probably something like, I don't want to think about it, or money isn't everything. You might find financial topics boring, stressful, or just not that important compared to other things in your life like relationships, creativity, or personal fulfillment. And you know what? I want to start by saying that your perspective has real wisdom in it. In a culture that's often obsessed with wealth and material success, your ability to focus on what really matters, relationships, experience, personal growth, making a difference in the world, is actually quite refreshing and valuable. Let's talk about what makes money avoiders genuinely admirable, because there are some beautiful strengths here that other personality types could learn from. First, you're typically not driven by material possessions or status symbols. While others are stressed about keeping up with the latest trends or buying the newest gadgets, you're content with what you have. That contentment is a form of wealth that money can't buy. Money avoiders also tend to have strong values around relationships and experiences over things. You'd rather spend time with people you love than time managing investment portfolios. You'd rather create meaningful memories than create wealth for its own sake. That's a pretty healthy perspective on what makes life worth living. You're often naturally generous too because you're not hoarding money or obsessing over every dollar. You're usually quick to help friends out in need, contribute to causes you believe in, or share what you have with others. And here's something that might surprise you. Money avoiders can actually be quite content with simple lifestyles. You figured out how to be happy without needing a lot of money, which is a skill that even wealthy people sometimes struggle with. But let's be honest about where avoiding money topics can create real problems in your life. Because ignoring money doesn't make financial realities go away. The biggest challenge for money avoiders is often being unprepared for financial emergencies. When you don't pay attention to your finances, you might not realize that you're living paycheck to paycheck with no safety net. Then when the car breaks down or you have a medical emergency, a manageable problem becomes a financial crisis. Many money avoiders also miss out on free money, literally. You might work for a company that offers a 401k match, which is essentially free money from your employer, but you never signed up because dealing with retirement planning felt overwhelming or boring. There's also the set it and forget it problem, but taken too far. Maybe you set up automatic bill payments years ago, but never review them. So you're still paying for subscriptions you don't use or insurance policies that no longer make sense. Some money avoiders end up depending too heavily on others for financial decisions, maybe a partner, parents, or even salespeople who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. When you avoid learning about money, you become vulnerable to bad advice or even financial manipulation. And here's a big one. Avoiding money topics can actually create more stress, not less. When you don't know where you stand financially, your brain fills in the gaps with worry. That vague anxiety about money can be more stressful than actually looking at your bank account and making a plan. Let's see if this personality type resonates with you. I want you to answer these 5 questions honestly, and remember this is about understanding yourself, not judging yourself. Question 1. Do you avoid looking at bank statements or investment accounts? 2. Have you ever missed out on employer 401k matching because you didn't sign up? Do you feel anxious or bored when discussing money topics? 4. Have you ever let bills go unpaid simply because you forgot about them? And 5. Do you rely on others like a partner, parents, or a financial advisor to make most of your money decisions? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these questions, you likely have strong money avoider tendencies, and that's completely understandable. Money topics can feel overwhelming, boring, or just not aligned with your values and interests. So let's talk about strategies that work with your personality instead of against it. The goal isn't to turn you into someone who obsesses over money. It's to set up systems that handle the financial basics automatically so you can focus on what you actually care about. First, and this is the most important strategy for money avoiders, automate everything you possibly can. Set up automatic bill payments, automatic savings transfers, automatic investments, everything. The less you have to think about money on a day-to-day basis, the better. Start with your bills. Most banks and credit card companies will let you set up automatic payments for the full balance every month. Yes, you should still glance at your statements occasionally to catch any errors, but you never have to worry about late fees or forgetting to pay something. Next, automate your savings. Even if it's just $25 per paycheck, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings account. You probably won't even notice the money is gone, but over time it adds up to a nice emergency fund. And definitely sign up for your employer's 401k if they offer matching contributions. Even if you don't understand investing, even if you find it boring, this is literally free money. Most plans have target date funds that automatically adjust as you get older so you can truly set it and forget it. Here's another strategy that works well for money avoiders. Start small and focus on just one financial task per month. Maybe January is set up automatic bill pay. February is check your credit report. March is sign up for the 401k. Don't try to overhaul your entire financial life at once. That's overwhelming for anyone, but especially for someone who finds money topics stressful. I also want you to find out your why. Connect money management to your personal values and goals. Maybe you care about helping your family, or having the freedom to pursue creative projects, or being able to travel and have new experiences. When you frame financial planning as a tool to support what you actually care about, rather than an end to itself, it becomes more meaningful and less boring. Here's something that actually might be fun for you. Gamify your financial tasks. There are apps that turn financial management into games with points, achievements, and rewards. If traditional financial planning feels dry and boring, maybe a gamified approach will feel more engaging. You can also find an accountability partner. Maybe a friend or a family member who's good with money and willing to check in with you once a month. Sometimes having someone else ask, "How's your savings going?" is enough motivation to stay on track. Let me recommend some specific tools that are perfect for money avoiders because they require minimal ongoing attention. For complete automation, most banks now offer comprehensive automatic bill pay and savings transfer services. Set it up once, and then you barely have to think about it. For investing without having to learn about investing, look into apps like Acorns, which automatically invest your spare change from purchases. You literally don't have to do anything except use your debit card normally. And for bill reminders and automatic payments, most banking apps will send you notifications and handle payments automatically. You can even set up alerts if your account balance gets too low so you'll know if something needs your attention. Here's what I want you to remember. Your values around relationships, experiences, and personal fulfillment are beautiful and important. The goal isn't to become someone who thinks about money all the time. It's to handle money well enough that it never interferes with what you really care about. Think of financial management as like brushing your teeth. You don't do it because you love thinking about dental hygiene. You do it because it prevents problems that would be much worse to deal with later. Start with just one thing. Maybe it's setting up automatic bill pay, or signing up for your company's 401k, or just looking at your bank account once a week. Pick the one thing that feels most manageable and do that for a month. Once that becomes automatic, add one more thing. The key is building habits gradually so they don't feel overwhelming or take up too much mental energy. You don't need to become a financial expert to be financially secure. You just need a few simple systems that work in the background while you focus on living the life you want. In our next module, we're going to explore our final personality type, the money worrier. These are people who experience a lot of anxiety about financial security, often regardless of their actual financial situation. Even if that doesn't sound like you, you'll learn some strategies for managing financial stress that could benefit anyone. So I'll see you there.